go. It's time. Okay. Yo, slow down, could never catch up with a fast mouth. Where you're humble on the sleeve and it'll pass down. Enter rebellion when them holes open in the ground. There's just some things I don't never wanna find out. So back, 50 feet, I'll never be around. Juggling foolishness, I used to try and be a clown. Rapping love for my brother's best gift in town. Shout out the mainframe for teaching us what it's about. Big Mo, Nate Line in the building now. We built a funeral to tell the old man out. Give a shout, raise your hand, stomp it out. Whatever make it better, that's the mission that I'm on. Truly righteous living, carve a path to the throne. Ruach in my members, put a fire in my bones. Spirit in my house, put me in a zone. Run a marathon till we get home.
No more in fighting, it's just time to grow.
Let's go.
I really wanna know. I really wanna show that we live righteous. Walking down that road. I really wanna know. I really wanna show that we live righteous.
Our brother supposed to feel when you beat him up. Stepping on him, make him feel inferior. Enough breaking down, it's time for the lifting up. Purpose of the book is working on interior. Return of the people, put it on the video. Pray and prophesy, we do it on the really though. There's a bunch of people scared we serving Yado. They can't understand they took it for Diablo. We do it elsewhere, ain't talking about no Bronco. Because of that, he got us covered like a poncho. Hallelujah, praise Yah when I ride slow. I'm just making music for the people on the humble. We remember Saul, y'all pause on this whole view. Just like that, cause sin the evil to control you. Either let them mold you or y'all might expose you. Fuse and implode cause you never killed the old.
No more in fighting, it's just time to grow. I really wanna know. I really wanna show that we live righteous. Walking down that road. I really wanna know. I really wanna show that we live righteous.
I'm doing all that I can to be the best man. No hate, carry love for the brethren. Hope the crown is on our head once the race is ran. Into royalty and rule in a distant land. I'm a Shiach, I'm a follow, I'm a big fan. It's us from Rebirth, please say hello to dad. I'm gonna repent every time life gives the chance. When you coming back,
no more in fighting. It's just time to grow.
Let's go, fam.
I really wanna know. I really wanna show that we live righteous. Walking down that road. I really wanna know. I really wanna show that we live righteous.
We the people, Shema, Israel. 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 We the people of the book. I stay humble, I ain't even boasting. I'm just here telling you facts. No more secret, it's gotta be spoken. We out here living a lie. 3/5, but they say that we equal. So put your hands up in the sky. Represent for the chosen people. Melanin, yeah, we got a lot of it. I can see the fear in them when they look at it. Lacking understanding, cause it's their nature. They don't fear God, but concerned about some glaciers. They always wanna justify, define themselves not guilty. Pride so puffed up high, living in iniquity. We the people, Shema, Israel. 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 We the people, Shema, the people that they took. I stay humble, I will not be shaken. My people are starting to wake up. They mind scrambling, need a shake up. They rewriting history, whitewashing images, forgery. It's all a conspiracy, crafty counsel from our enemies. They stole our identities, done away with our heritage. Had us working in the fields, broken, we can't get no settlement. So cruel, they took it too far on them people that resemble Kadar. Perpetually, they really hate us, but we quickly coming out of our haters. We the people, Shema, Israel. We the people, Shema, Shema, Israel. We the people, Shema, Israel. We the people, Shema, Shema, Israel. We the people, Shema, Israel. We the people, Shema, Shema, Israel. We the people, Shema, Israel. We the people, Shema, Shema, Israel.
Shouts out to my people, miserable to straight hallelujahs. 400 years, better let it move ya. Messiah coming, better let it soothe ya. Whoever knew we would be great. On the slave ships, we were stowaways. Never made sense that we were throwaways, but it makes sense we hit fadeaways. We serving the ultimate power. The most high, get them hands high. His son in the ultimate hour. Same people eating that manna, but we gotta get that bread. In the raised lines, carry no manners. It's the true now, Lord in my head. Ironic, we grew up in wards. Projects, boroughs, in the ghettos. Between us, there's always a war. Check out Kings and the Chronicles. Brothers overseas, same movie. Escape out of Israel. Worship and praise out of our cage. Dancing is all in our genes.
We the people, Shema, Shema, Israel. We the people, Shema, Israel. We the people, Shema, Shema, Israel. We the people, Shema, Israel. We the people, Shema, Shema, Israel. We the people, Shema, Israel. We the people, Shema, Shema, Israel. We the people. We're the people. We're the people. Oh, we're the people.
Shalom, 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 y'all. Shalom. Good to see y'all tuning in. Shalom. It's Michael Israel here. You watching Spiritual Combat. Got a good message today. As you can see, the title of it is Being Objective. Being Objective. And I'm going to back it up with some Bible verses. And I'm going to ask y'all to throw a couple Bible verses in there after I get started with this. But yeah, the title of this lesson is Being Objective. And let's get right into it, and let's define what being objective is. Okay? Excuse me. I think that's a good place to start. So here's a good definition I found on, I Googled it. So objective, it says not influenced by personal feelings or opinions in considering and representing facts. Okay. So, and, what I found in my own walk, when I found with just, with my own personal growth, you're not going to grow, you're not going to develop, you're not going to move forward in this walk, unless you're objective, okay? And the opposite of objective is subjective. So subjective, I'll pull that definition up real quick, is based on or influenced by personal feelings, tastes, or opinions, okay? So that's the opposite of objective. And real fast, y'all, I'm want to say shalom to everybody watching. Shalom, Badadiah. Good to see you in there. Shalom, Zakar Kwa Ben Israel. I think I got that right out. Shalom, Saints Row. Good to see you in there. Eliza, good to see you in there over there on YouTube watching. It's all good. And you put a verse in there. You said, you have a question. This is Ezekiel, the 23rd chapter, to all of you who say the Edom is, well, I'm not going into all that. Yeah, you going into some doctrinal stuff, and yeah, I'm not, you have to get me when that's the topic of discussion, but the topic of discussion today, Saints Row, is being objective, okay? All right, so anyway, being objective, and let me give you a verse, and if somebody could, can you put that verse in there, here where it says, hear both sides, hear the whole side of a matter, hear the complete side of a matter before you judge it or whatever. If somebody could put that verse in there, I'd appreciate it. But this is a verse that relates to that, is Matthew 23:23, okay? And it says, woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye pay tithe of mint and anise and cumin, and have omitted the weightier matters of the law. So what are the weightier matters of Torah? And the first one it comes with is judgment. Okay, judgment, mercy, and faith. Being willing to show mercy, like Christ did with the lady who they had brought to her that was caught in adultery and everything. He showed mercy to them. He ruled. He judged with righteous judgment. You know, he was objective in his judgment. You see a lot of brothers and sisters out there on both sides, or whether you want to come at the camp Hebrews or the congregational Hebrews. You see a lot of brothers and sisters out there who are subjective in their judgment. You know, they're not considering, okay? They're not rightly judging. They're not humbly judging. They're not, the way they see things is in a very subjective way. But let me really get into this, where this, because you might not understand why this is so important, why this is at the root of a lot of issues in people's personal lives, in their personal development, and in the Hebrew Israelite community. And the reason why it's so heavy is because a lot of people are not objective in the most important area. And the most important area to be objective is in looking at yourself, okay? And how you judge yourself, okay? How you look at your own spirit. How are you taking an objective look, like, hey, leveling with yourself, hey, I messed up here, I screwed this up, this is a weak area that I really got to look at. And I'm telling you, people aren't. You can see it in their lives. They wouldn't be wrestling with a lot of the sin they're wrestling with if they took an objective look at themselves. I had to do it, take some big objective looks at myself throughout my life, in some big areas. The first big area where this whole thing really kicked off on a mainstream level at was when, like I always say, when I was like 27, 28. And I had to say, you know what? Here I am. I'm 27, 28. All my relationships I've had have just been quick flings that I couldn't figure out why it worked or why it failed. All my relationships haven't lasted over a couple months maximum. I was like, and you know what the common denominator is in all those relationships is me. So something's screwed up with me. So I need to take an objective look at myself and see where I am screwing things up here. There's something wrong with me and I need to figure it out. And that was the first time I was objective. And I dealt with the weighty matter when it comes to looking at myself. Okay? And like I said, if any of y'all find that verse, the verse where it says, consider a matter before you judge it, you know, throw that in there for me. Appreciate it. But that was the first time I took an objective look. And what prevents people from being objective with their self is pride. Pride stops you from really looking at yourself and glossing things over and blaming it on external things. You know, I think Pastor Dow, he calls it blame shifting. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's the first place. And that was the first time I took a hardcore objective look. Then a couple of years later, after I got that part of my life in order, I got married, I got the family, I got what I seeked out because I was objective with myself. It was humiliating, which is a good, positive thing to be humiliated. It was humiliating because it killed that pride in me and it humbled me. And then I was able to really do some work and develop myself. And, you know, about a year and a half later, I was married, had kids, all that. Then I had to take another hardcore objective look at myself when I really came into the truth and realized, hey, you know what? I'm wicked as hell and I'm walking in sin. I'm struggling with alcoholism. I'm struggling with pornography addiction. And I've got a demon on me. And I had to be objective with myself and not lie to myself. Like I see a lot in the Hebrew Israelite community, in the biblical community. So let me read the definition again. Objective. I had to take a look at myself, like this definition says. I looked at myself without having, not influenced by my personal feelings or opinions in considering and representing the facts. So I had to pull my emotions away from it and my personal opinions and feelings of the way I think things are. And I just looked at myself raw for the way I was, and I was a damn mess. And I was on a dangerous path that could hurt other people, and I had to get it right. And in order to, a lot of people are not willing to suffer. They're not willing to suffer to get themselves free. They're not willing to suffer to get their minds right. And a lot, and it's, you can see it on people. You can see it from the outside because you see them struggling with sin, with external sin. You see how they respond to certain things. You see how they rush to judgment externally on other things. And I'm going to go into it even further with external stuff. But I watch people I watch how people are objective with external things. And I already know that's how they are with themselves. Because, what's the verse? You will know them by their fruits. And they're like, man, you're very subjective in your judgment. Let me bring up the subjective definition again. Subjective, the definition is based on or influenced by personal feelings, tastes, or opinions. Basically, it's based on your emotions and not the facts of the situation. Again, going back to that verse, this is what the Pharisees were doing. It says, woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, for ye pay tithe of men and anise of cumin, and have omitted the weightier matters of the law, judgment, mercy, and faith. Those ought ye to have done, and not to leave the other undone. And then I think it goes on to say, it says, woe unto you, Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye make clean the outside. Y'all know I be saying this all the time. Y'all make clean the outside of the cup and of the platter, but within they are full of extortion and excess. Thou blind Pharisees, cleanse first that which is within the cup and platter, that the outside of them may be clean also. Looking at yourself is the hardest look you're going to take. Like once you really take that good hard look at yourself and you're objective and raw with the way you look at yourself, and it hurts and it humbles you, then it's easier. Then you can be a objective judge of other situations. We're going to go into the other areas where, you know, people are not objective. We're going to get into that, because those are a lot more obvious and they're widespread. But it starts with getting your mind right. Once you get your mind right, and you get your mind biblically aligned, once you take that objective look, I'm really struck, like, and, you know, big in my ministry, we deal a lot with pornography addiction, okay? Addiction to pornography and masturbation. We deal a lot with rape and molestation, and dealing with the ramifications of how that affects our brothers and sisters. Abortion and unforgiveness and bitterness and all the stuff that stems from those types of behaviors or situations. You know, if we don't deal with those root causes objectively, then that's why you got all these other issues. All those other issues stem from this. All the marital problems stem from that. The homosexuality stems from a lot of these issues. Okay, these are root causes. These are elephants in the room that must be dealt with objectively. Okay, pull that definition up once more. Not influenced by personal feelings or opinions in considering or representing the facts. You just got to pull your emotions out of it and level with yourself, with the situation. Okay? It's a heavy thing. But what I'm trying to say is dealing with stuff in this manner yields the most fruit. Okay? And it's what we need as a nation. So some of y'all might be asking, so where does that manifest externally? You see a lot of people, one of the areas I see people being the most subjective at, okay, subjective, I pull that definition up again, based on or influenced by personal feelings, taste, or opinions, but particularly feelings, like how they feel, how they've been brainwashed and programmed by this society, and not really considering both sides is when it comes to relationships. This culture, this society is a very feminized culture. You know, Satan seeks to turn things upside down. He wants men worshiping women, and that's what you see in this society. And it's one of the things that's a root cause for a lot of relationship issues. And you see a lot of people, even though the Bible is saying one thing of how a relationship is to work, a lot of people in the Hebrew Israelite community and in the biblical community in general just lean to a feminized or a feminist viewpoint on things. The way they bring out certain Bible scriptures, the way they view certain situations, the way they teach it. I don't teach in a misogynistic or a masculine bias. I don't lean in that direction. I teach it. I've learned to teach in a very balanced way, where I make sure I'm considering both sides, because things are tilted in a feminist way in this society, and that bleeds in and leaks in. You see a lot of it leaking in to the Hebraic culture, to the Hebrew Israelite culture. Okay? So we have to be very objective when it comes to relationships. Okay, we can't, but there's a lot of people, they're subjective. They're leaning to their emotions and feelings, and they're not looking at stuff the way it is. And what happens, and I watch it all the time, you get these people out here and they're subjective in how they're viewing stuff because they've been brainwashed by a feminist society. And they end up perpetuating, they end up feeding the issues in the Hebrew Israelite culture. They end up pushing the agenda. They relationships continue to be a mess because of this. Okay, so we have to be objective with this. And again, that scripture is so heavy there where, you know, the weightier matter is judgment. You know what I'm saying? Not showing favoritism to certain things or emotions, you know, being willing to look past how you feel in your emotions when the facts are saying something different. I'm telling you, people rather look at surface stuff and not dive in and really get to the bottom of a matter, really consider a matter. You see this a lot, like for instance, me, when it comes to, well, let me say this real quick. What you find when you're objective with how you look at things, when you look at yourself, one of the things you find when you look at yourself or other situations or other people, what you find out when you're objective, you find out a lot of things aren't what they seem. Okay? It's so beneficial to just be objective when you look at stuff because you don't get deceived. People, a lot of times you'll see people, oh yeah, this is a stand-up guy right here. This is a good brother, you know, and he's up there, you know, on the surface appearing all, you know, good and all that. But when you're objective and you don't, like me, I don't take the cupcakes and bubblegum Kool-Aid grins and hey brother, you know, Breaker 2 and all the nice speak and the surface presentation, I guess, that people give me. Like I don't I'm not influenced by the surface presentation of people. I'm willing to look below the surface and really question, you know, be objective. The Bible says you will know them by their fruits, not you will know them by how nice and how good they smile and how nice they articulate their words and all that crap. You know, I'm watching how what you say lines up with what you do. And what you find is a lot of people say, oh, this is a good brother. They really wicked as hell. And a lot of people that they say, oh, these people are evil, are really stand-up dudes that you could count on, that you would be willing to leave your kids around and trust them. A smile and nice speaking and, you know, all this talk and, hey, you brother this and brother that. I'm watching how you act. I'm seeing if your words line up with your actions. And where they don't, I'm objective in my judgment. You see what I'm saying? You're not going to deceive me through my emotions. Look, let's read the definition again. I'm putting it up there. Objective. Not influenced by personal feelings or personal opinions in considering and representing the facts. I'm not influenced by how you manipulating my emotions. I'm just watching what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not subjective. I'm based on or influenced by personal feelings. I'm I'm taking that out of the picture when I'm judging other people's character. I'm taking my personal feelings out of it when I'm judging my character. I'm taking my personal feelings out of it. I'm being objective. So I don't deceive me, and other people ain't gonna deceive me. So in judging people and matters objectively, I find out I go against the grain. I see a lot of people who, oh yeah, they're stand-up guys in the Hebrew community. And you look at everything they do, and it's always, you know, the Joel Osteen spirit on them, and they speaking nice and all that. But you look, you pull your emotion. I'm willing, I question anybody, and I'm looking at them, and I'm seeing something wicked in them eyes. And I'm watching them actions, and I'm seeing something way different than what they saying. And this is why a lot of women get deceived, because women have, and I'm not, you'll see how I break this down. You're going to see how I'm objective with what I'm getting ready to say. A lot of women, because, let's go back to that, because women have a hard time not being influenced by their personal feelings, because women are more emotional. They can be more easily misled by their strong feelings when it comes to looking at certain matters and situations. This is why they need some type of covering. Okay? And a lot of women, a lot of women, if you're watching, you might not have a man in your life. You might not have a father in your life, but you got the book. You got that father, and that's the ultimate father. So what you can do is, when men come around, when men come along, when somebody like Michael Israel comes along and tells you something or says, hey, do this or do that, you can go in Proverbs and see how you need to deal with this. Hey, is this brother legit? You know, how do I test this thing out? Question everything. And I tell everybody, start with questioning Michael Israel, because I'm sitting here telling you this stuff. Start with questioning me objectively. I might be way off. I might be a wolf in sheep's clothing. Make sure I'm not. And then after that, start with these other people. And then you're going to start seeing some stuff, you know. But don't listen to what I say. Judge me. You will know them by their fruit. Judge me by my fruit. Okay? But the first place you want to start, I want to say this too. I might have left that out. The first place I'm telling you to start is with yourself. Look at yourself first. Before you go following some other man, following some other teacher, start with yourself. Be objective. Don't let your personal feelings influence you. It says, not influence by personal feelings or opinions in considering and representing facts. What are the facts? The book. The word of the Most High Yah. That's men and women alike. But I see a lot of women they're more easily misled. There's a verse in the Bible that says, leading astray silly women for filthy lucre's sake, how these false prophets do. They take advantage. This is why a lot of Bible teachers and religious organizations or whatever, they target women. There's flowers in there and music and all this stuff to hit you in your personal feelings, because they know you're heavily influenced by that. But women and men have to be objective. Okay? Hey, shalom, Pastor Johnson. Good to see you in there. Pastor Johnson going to be on the show later today, maybe around 10 or 11 o'clock. We're going to be bringing out the information about the event in Fort Lauderdale at the end of the month. March, I think 29th and 30th. We'll have all the details. We're gonna put them out there. Okay. So yeah. So Mark, y'all said I question everything. That's right. Me too. I question everything. I question some of the stuff I be doing in the direction I'm going sometimes. I'm like, wait. Let me make sure I ain't get misled or deceived by Satan up in here. You know what I'm saying? Because he always on the putting in that work. You know what I'm saying? That's why you can't just blindly follow some leader, because that leader's always, Satan always banging on him, trying to deceive him and mislead him too, just like everybody else. So you got to always, don't just say, okay, Michael Israel bringing it out. All right, let me sit back. And then Satan got the best of me and misled me and took me off somewhere else, and you follow subjectively and not being objective. Always be objective. That's why I always tell y'all should question me, man. Give me the hard interview. Y'all see people come in here. People have come in here and putting stuff in there, and everybody be like, oh, don't answer them. Don't. My wife, Corey, be like, block him. You know, troll. I will take the hard interview. I will answer the hard questions and not even get, I won't get mad at all. Because I think people should question me more. But I've watched wolves in sheep's clothing. Somebody come on, question what they said, block. That's a warning, man. That's a big, you know, when somebody get questioned and they get hostile, that's a big red flag. That's a big red flag. Ox and the Coaties. Y'all, that is a big red flag when people can't get all turned up when you start questioning them. Because that's a manipulation tactic to scare you into being subjective. You see why this is so heavy? All right. Hold on one sec, y'all. Let me so yeah, it's good to see y'all up this morning. I see y'all getting in there. Cause I'm on night shift, so I'm gonna be doing, this will be the time I'll be coming on, and then I'm gonna encourage y'all to go watch Milk in the Morning after that, because they come on at 8. So I'm always make sure I'm off by 8. So y'all can check out Milk in the Morning and them brothers over there. But yeah, got to be objective. Okay, that's important. Yeah, question everything. So let me because this is how people are getting misled. And I'm going to tell y'all something that a lot of people probably don't like, all right, about something I do. So it says based, subjective. I'm going to just keep beating these definitions to y'all's head. Based on or influenced by personal feelings, taste, or opinion. So, and the best way to put it is influenced by personal feelings. You got to, this biblical walk, coming into this truth, you got to take y'all, a lot of y'all done learned it already. Y'all got to take your emotions up out of this. You got to take, y'all got to take your emotions out of this. Okay? Because, you know, there's stuff you're going to have to deal with in this walk that you can't be emotional. This is why a lot of people in their relationships suffer, men and women alike. You got men who are influenced by their, and I'm not going into all this because this is a whole series if I go into how men are subjective in relationships, and same thing with women. How women are subjective in relationships. And yeah, so how women are subjective in relationships and stuff like that. So, but there might have to be a part 2 where I could I'll put being objective in your relationship, because it's a whole big thing. Like, and that's why I try to hit stuff at the root level, because, you know, like what I'm saying here is gonna it's gonna be effective in relationships and how you deal with other people and who you choose to follow as your spiritual leaders, in your own self-development. You see what I'm saying? A lot of people don't. Let me break it down in a lot better way. The painful areas in your life are opportunities for you to be objective and to find out what you need to fix in yourself. That's a better way of breaking it down. But because in this society you're brainwashed into being subjective, it messes you up. Because this society brainwashes you into being subjective. They brainwash you into being based on or influenced by your personal feelings. They encourage that. Okay? They don't encourage you to use the rest of your brain. They encourage you to use the small emotional part of your brain and not the intelligent part of your brain that can weigh things and think. This is why a lot of these religious organizations hit you with so much music and emotionalism and tonality and voice inflection and we're gonna talk low and then we're gonna get you excited and talk and all that stuff. That's why they hit you with so much of that, because they want you to be influenced by your personal feelings. Okay? All right, so y'all got a lot of yeah. So yeah, man, that is it's imperative to be objective with these when you're dealing with yourself, when you're looking at situations, when you're looking at, let me give you some examples. Like, for instance, you're sitting there and you're like, you know what, man, why am I, single still? You know what I'm saying? If you're a man or if you're a woman, and begin looking at that thing objectively, and what I'm gonna have to do is a show of how to look at things objectively. And it's not that complicated. What you have to do is get facts and see if those facts, if what you're doing lines up with those facts. That's why I refer everybody to Proverbs. That's a good place to start, because Proverbs is facts. And there ain't no misinterpreting what's being said in Proverbs. So you look at Proverbs and that's a mirror. That's a mirror, like that brother said earlier, man in the mirror. Like Pastor Johnson said, man in the mirror. That's what Proverbs is. I mean, take Proverbs and consider yourself when you're reading that, and you are going to be brutally objective to the point where you got to do Proverbs in small chunks, because it can literally get you physically tired because of how objective you have to be when you're reading Proverbs. There ain't no getting around Proverbs unless you're full of pride and you're like, no, I see that in them. I see that in him. I see that in her. I don't see that in me. You can't get through Proverbs. If you can get through Proverbs and not see yourself in there and issues and stuff you need to fix in yourself, if you can get through Proverbs and you don't see any issues in yourself in there, then you should be walking on water right now. You know what I'm saying? But let me tell you, you ain't gonna get through the first chapter or the first, you make it far enough in there, you're like, all right. I got a whole book of stuff I need to start working on. You know what I'm saying? And that's how that Proverbs is. But yeah, but we're not objective. And what I see, what I've seen is people, because people are not objective with themselves, then they're not objective with how they speak on and how they talk about other things out there. And I've seen it with certain things in myself, rushing the judgments and stuff like that. But even in the Hebrew community, you see them, the camp-based brews or the Hebrew Israelites that lean more to the camp street doctrines. They're very subjective in their judgment about the congregational brews. Okay, they kind of arrive at, oh, y'all not doing it right. Same thing with the congregational brews. You got congregational brews that throw all the camp street brews. They throw all them and say, man, them dudes is evil, wicked, satanic, you know, to where I see the benefits in both of them. There ain't no way, there's no way a camp brew, a camp street-based Hebrew Israelite, ain't no way they're gonna be effective in getting people up out of these churches. Like, if people in these that's caught up in Christianity are scared, they like, heck no, look at these crazy people. So there's no way that they're going to be effective doing anything to somebody who brainwashed with Christianity. They're just going to they're just going to confirm their brainwash. But congregational Hebrew Israelites are very effective getting these people up out of these churches. You know that's their part of the body. That's their calling. On the same note, ain't no way a congregational Hebrew Israelite is going to get these brothers off these streets, out of these gangs, and these brothers in prison. Ain't no way they're going to reach them. But these camp-based Hebrew Israelites, these camp street-based Hebrew Israelites are very effective getting these people out of these gangs, getting them off these streets, and reaching them in prison. But the problem is, people are very subjective in their judgment, and they're not looking at things objectively and seeing how the Most High is using using these people as a body. Okay? So they don't see it. Then they don't get, like me, I've gotten down in there. I've talked to these brothers on the streets who are out here and watched them deal with gang members. I've dealt with gang members. And like, a gang member come up to me and he can see that I ain't a soldier. And I don't know if y'all, like, I've dealt with people in the streets. I grew up around them. I wasn't in a bad neighborhood, but I dealt with people that, like, straight murderers and killers. I've dealt with them. And I'm going to tell y'all, one of the first things they're looking at, because they've been trained to look at this for survival, is they got to make sure their life for the majority of their life, it depended on them knowing if what you said lined up with what you were doing. That's the first thing they're looking at. And a lot of congregational Hebrew Israelites ain't really that way. And they don't like it. And Christians damn sure ain't that way. You know? So, and it's funny because I could feel them watching me and seeing if what I said, like, it's almost like they're spiritually holding their breath. They're like, and you see them looking at you and watching things and all that, trying to see where you coming from. Because their life depended on that for years. And that's why a lot of these people aren't effective doing it. Okay. Let's see. Catch more bees with honey than with vinegar. And explain what you're saying. Yeah. So anyway, I think what he's saying is again, let's get into this. All right, we're going to get into this for real. I think what he's saying is he feels like the camps are mean, or speak. A lot of people say they're aggressive and they speak mean. And I'll say this again. I looked at these camps objectively. Some of these camps are straight wicked. Some of these camps just go out there and provoke people just to make a video. I've watched them. I've witnessed them go out there and purposefully say something to get somebody pissed off so that they could get them excited, and then they, all right, roll the camera. I've witnessed that. I've watched them do that, and that's wicked. That's certain camps or street brews have done that. Some of them just are full of hate. They want to just show how much they hate the other nations. But I watched some of the camps are out there specifically. They want to wake their people up and they really want to help. I've watched their actions. So I don't just throw, because they're a camp, I'm not subjective and in my emotions and throw them all into one pot and all y'all wicked and throw them all away. Because I've dealt with, on a one-on-one basis, with people from these different camps, and I can say, people from different camps, these people have different spirits. Some of them wicked as hell. Some of them line up exactly what the brother said there, that they're not using honey to win people over. But some of them are sincere. You can trust them. They're men of their word and all that. And that's why I say you have to be objective, not emotional and effeminate and oh no, they all bad, just trying to simplify stuff. That's not right judgment. The Bible says, hear the whole thing of a matter out. Research the thing. But people don't want to put that work in because they haven't done it to themselves. They just want to feel the way it's easier to feel. Same thing with these camp brews. They want to, y'all not. This is what they say to the congregational Hebrews. Or people like me. Oh, you ain't in the street. You ain't on the corner. You ain't putting in no work. You ain't being effective. Well, you know what? The bulk of our people deceived by Christianity are not on the corners. They're not in the streets. They're in churches. And they watch online. And I can objectively say firsthand that people like Josh Collins and Morris and Rebirth of a Nation are very effective bringing thousands of people out of the churches. Just like some of these camps are very effective bringing thousands of people off the street. But people are so subjective, they're missing that it's a body and there's different parts of the body. Of course, the eye is not going to really relate to the foot. But the eye can easily relate to the head in a lot of ways. So stop trying to say, hey, an eye and a foot need to work together. Unless we're talking about hand-eye coordination, which is very complicated. But people are not objective. We still got a lot to work through. We still got a lot of emotion to work through. All right, so let's see what they, I didn't hit something because I see y'all putting stuff in here. I agree with you as a congregational Hebrew. Thanks, Pastor Johnson. He put, everyone has a role. As a congregation, we do both. Once a month, we hit the streets. All praises. One needs the proper bait for what you trying to catch. Hey, look, all praises, man. Hey, look, camps have a role when they are productive, exactly. But we can't throw them away. As a congregational Hebrew pastor, our arena makes others from the church have an easier atmosphere to transition. That's good, man. Boker Tuv and Shalom. Yeah, Shalom, Carmen. Good to see you in there. But I can say, man, like I said, I got Christians who watch this show, you know, and people out of Christianity, 2 weeks or whatever out of Christianity. I got following my show, watching my teachings, and I've been involved in ministries. I'm intricately involved with Rebirth of a Nation. I try to support them any way I can. And I've seen my eyewitness firsthand, their effectiveness with people coming out of churches. And they've tailored their thing that way to reach those people, and they're very effective. And what you got to understand is one of the hardest things to do is getting these people out of churches, because it's just not some physical deception. It's mental, and not only is it mental, it's emotional. So it takes a certain type of approach. And I can say, like, Rebirth of a Nation is effective doing it. Okay? But I can also tell you, like, I've been right there on the ground floor, stood right there next to Zabat, right out there in the streets, and watched him talk to a homosexual prostitute. And Zabat was probably the Most High's last warning to that brother before he dies, you know, before something happens to him. And I watched him talk to this brother and warn him. And at first, because the brother walked by, and he's like, I see that homosexual spirit on you. He's like, you need to give that up. And this, that, and the other. And the brother was walking, and he kind of got mad and came back. And Zabat started talking to the brother, and Zabat was talking to him sternly. But the brother could see that Zabat seriously cared about him. The brother hung around there and got the whole thing. Because sometimes people need to be told something sternly. A lot of people, he raised his voice. Since when is raising your voice a sin? Did Jesus ever raise his voice? Since when is a firm rebuke a sin? Correcting people. So we gotta, but I watched that, and it almost brought tears to my eyes, because that brother was broken. I could put the video up there. You could see that brother was broken. And Zabat was in the spirit, because he called out what that brother was doing. He was like, you're probably sleeping with rich business white men around here, and they're giving you money and this, that, and the other. And the dude was just sitting there. That's real talk. I've dealt with other people on a first-hand, close basis, and watched them deal with people on crack, coming out of prison, all this stuff. And it bothers me when people just subjectively, emotionally throw everybody in one box and throw them out, when I know it to be different, you know, because I'm objective in the weightier matter of judgment, and I'm willing to search a matter out and hear a matter out before I arrive at my opinion. And I've messed up myself, rushing to conclusions, but, you know, it is what it is. You know, I repented of it, and I want to move forward with it. But that's real talk. Pulling, Pastor Johnson said, pulling them out of the Roman Christian church is like pulling a tooth without Novocaine, man. Y'all don't know, man. But these brothers, it's a body, man. People gotta step back and be more objective and see what's really going on, and realize that they've been raised up for a purpose. And Because I'm just telling you, you're not reaching somebody in the streets being soft. Because the streets are hard. Them brothers in the streets are soldiers. And you're not going to reach them like you would reach a Christian. A lot of people in the Christian church is coming from a totally different mindset. And what you got to understand is the Most High is reaching all his people. He going to reach the people in the prisons. He going to reach the thugs in the streets and in the projects. He going to reach the people in the churches and everywhere in between. Whether you like it or not, it's going down. You know what I'm saying? And as we move forward with this, he's going to begin to wake people up and make them see that this is the body. This is the dried bones of Ezekiel. And when you read it, it says certain bones, the bones begin to come together. A lot of people don't realize, well, the reason they doing that is because they're another part of the body. They're not an eyeball. They're not gentle and soft, you know. They're not a hand. They're a foot. So the foot got to be hard because it takes a pounding all daggone day. It's different. So people got to be objective and use wisdom and realize that it's a body. And we gonna work that thing out. We gonna get the meat off the bone with that thing and make sure people understand that. And it's not gonna. We gotta understand that. Hey, it's not gonna just. Yeah. Marky Yah, he put, Yah don't waste nothing. He don't. Judging people is above my pay grade. Exactly. You know. That's right. Malachi put fishermen and hunters. Yeah. So and look, I'm just kind of ahead of. I ain't gonna say. I just see this like I've seen it already because I've had the unique experience of being on the front lines of both camp street Hebrew Israelites and congregational Hebrew Israelites. Okay, and I see them putting in the work on the front line on both ends. And I've seen the bad ones too. I've seen the wicked camp brews who are just undermining things. All right, and I've seen the wicked congregational Hebrews that are just undermining things. Okay, and that give it a bad name. Okay, so again, being objective. I'm gonna pull the definitions up again. Being objective is based on, we're gonna go subjective. This is how you don't want to be, based on or influenced by personal feelings, tastes, or opinions. Not the truth, not the word. Well, come here, baby. That's Sister Koya. She heading out to work. Come say shalom to everybody real quick.
Shalom, Boker Tov. How's everyone this morning?
Back up a little so they can see. There you go.
Shalom, Boker Tov.
She heading out to work. All right. So anyway, but yeah, being subjective is not being influenced by truth, but by how you feel and what you saw on the surface, even though you didn't go inside and do your investigation. Okay. Being objective. Okay. Being objective is not influenced by personal feelings or opinions in considering and representing facts. And the facts are what the word says. Does it line up with what the word says? Okay? So, I want to do that. But with that said, y'all, my baby leaving. I'm going to miss her today. Let's see what y'all saying. Hallelujah, bro. Y'all's people are scattered abroad. Yep. So yeah, with that said, y'all, I am gonna wrap up this broadcast. Tune in around 10, 11 o'clock. I'm gonna be live with Pastor Johnson. If y'all are watching on Facebook, he's right there in the comments. Go on over there, subscribe to his channel. Me and that brother, he's right here in Florida. He's down there in Fort Lauderdale. Me and this brother gonna be doing some big things. We're gonna you're gonna see some big things happen with me and this brother. He's a solid brother. He got my same service. He got a service mindset. In the way he does things, just like me. You know what I'm saying? Service first. Everything, all the support and all that will come later. You know what I'm saying? I jump in there and do what I'm led to do, and the Most High provides the support, whatever it needs to be. And that's what has happened. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times that's a form of confirmation that I'm going in the right direction, you know. All right. But anyway, with that said, y'all, I'm going to take y'all out with this truth music. Y'all already see I'm playing out this song that Jay Lutch did, man, and this Rebirth song. Man, this song is on point. The title of it is Righteous. It's Morey Jonathan Lutcher. You can see it at the top of the screen, I think. Maybe not. I'm going to get him to change this picture if he, you know, or I'm going to ask if he could change that picture and put the name of the song on there and stuff so that people know where they can get it and stuff like that. Because, you know, when I start playing these songs, everybody be like, hey, what song is that? Hey, what song is that? You know? So, but anyway, with that said, man, I appreciate y'all tuning in. I'm Michael Israel. Hope this lesson was a blessing to you. And enjoy the music. And shalom, y'all.
Oh, it's time. Okay. Yo, slow down, could never catch up with a fast mouth. Where you're humble on the sleeve and it'll pass down. Enter rebellion when them holes open in the ground. There's just some things I don't never want to find out. So back 50 feet, I'll never be around. Juggling foolishness, I used to try and be a clown. Rapping love for my brother's best gift in town. Shout out the mainframe for teaching us what it's about. Big Mo, Nate Line in the building now. We built a funeral to tell the old man out. Give a shout, raise your hand, stomp it out. Whatever make it better, that's the mission that I'm on. Truly righteous living, carve a path to the throne. Ruach in my members, put a fire in my bones. Spirit in my house, put me in a zone. Run a marathon till we get home.
No more in fighting. It's just time to grow.
Let's go.
I really wanna know. I really wanna show that we live righteous. Walking down that road. I really wanna know. I really wanna show that we live righteous.
Our brother supposed to feel when you beat him up. Stepping on him, make him feel inferior. Enough breaking down, it's time for the lifting up. Purpose of the book is working on interior. Return of the people, put it on the video. Pray and prophesy, we do it on the really though. There's a bunch of people scared we serving Yado. They can't understand they took it for Diablo. We do it elsewhere, ain't talking about no Bronco. Because of that, he got us covered like a poncho. Hallelujah, praise Yah when I ride slow. I'm just making music for the people on the humble. We remember Saul, y'all pause on this whole view. Just like that, cause sin the evil to control you. Either let them mold you or y'all might expose you. Fuse and implode cause you never killed the old
in fighting. It's just time to grow. I really wanna know. I really wanna show that we live righteous. Walking down that road. I really wanna know. I really wanna show that we live righteous.
I'm doing all that I can to be the best man. No hate, carry love for the brethren. Hope the crown is on our head once the race is ran. Into royalty and rule in a distant land. I'm a Shiach, I'm a follow, I'm a big fan. It's us from Rebirth, please say hello to Dad. I'm gonna repent every time life gives the chance. When you coming back?
No more in fighting. It's just